Namaskar and welcome to RS Pathshala. Friends, in our previous video we have discussed three things: First World War and its impact on Indian society, concept of Satyagraha, and early politics of Gandhiji. If any one of you have missed out the previous video, please go through the link at the description below. Today we are going to discuss two more topics, that is Rowlatt Act and Jallianwallabagh massacre. So let's start. After the success at Champaran, Khera and Ahmedabad, Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act. Now the question is, why Gandhiji wanted to launch a nationwide satyagraha against this Rowlatt Act? What was wrong about this act? So let's check what the Rowlatt Act was all about. This act was introduced by the British government despite the opposition of the Indian members at the Imperial Legislative Council. Secondly, this act provided the British government enormous power to repress any kind of political activities. And finally, British government could detain the political prisoners for 2 years, and that too without any trial. So ultimately it was a very harsh act on the Indians. Gandhiji was completely against this unjust law. So he decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha. The weapons used by Gandhiji, the equipments used by Gandhiji for his movement was satyagraha, peaceful non-violent, hartal, strikes, rallies, meetings and all those stuffs. So Gandhiji, to oppose this act, started a hartal on 6th April 1919, and it was followed by various rallies in different cities, particularly in northern India. Railway workers went on to strikes, shops closed down, but the government too reacted with a firm hand. They arrested and picked up the local leaders from Amritsar. Gandhiji was not even allowed to enter Delhi. A peaceful procession in Amritsar was fired upon by the police. This made the people furious. Now they started attacking the government properties and institutions like banks, police stations, railway stations, post offices, etc. To control the situation, martial law was imposed under the command of General Dyer. After some days, on 13th April 1919, people gathered in an enclosed ground called Jallianwallabagh to protest and oppose such oppressive policies and measures of the government. Moreover, people outside of Amritsar also came and gathered in that place to celebrate the annual fair of Baisakhi. As it was 13th April 1919, all of you know that in many parts of India during this period, Baisakhi, Bihu, this kind of festivals related to agriculture are being celebrated. So that was the event on that particular day. Whatever happened next, this was disastrous. It was one of the most darkest phase in Indian history. Yes, on that particular day of 13th April 1919, General Dyer came up with all the gunmen. He blocked all the exit points of that Jallianwallabagh and opened fire on the innocent people. Hundreds of people were killed mercilessly. This was the famous Jallianwallabagh massacre. As a result of this incident, people, mostly in the North Indian towns, became aggressive. They became furious. They became violent. They came up to streets. They started attacking government buildings, government properties. They clashed with police. But what happened next? Again, the government responded with brutality. People were beaten, people were flogged, their villages were bombarded, they were forcefully dragged along the streets, they were forced to rub their noses on the grounds, they were forced to salute to the sahibs, that means the British officials. So now from both the sides, this movement became violent. And as you know, Gandhiji was the man of his own words, as he believed in non-violence. So when he saw that movement became violent, he immediately called it off. So with this, the first nationwide satyagraha under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi was called off. That means it was a failure. But this failure impelled Gandhiji to do something bigger, to do something more powerful. So what was that? We will discuss in our next content. Till then, stay tuned to RS Pathshala. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified about our upcoming videos. Thank you.